Are poised to get the chip, but who is under the most pressure to finish the job? Now, according to Vegas, Kevin Durant opens as the 7-5 favorite to win Finals MVP. Steph Curry was the second choice with 8-5 odds. Stephen A., I want to start with you here. Whose shoulders is this final series on for Golden State?
This finals is on Kevin Durant. There's no question about it. I don't want to hear about Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, anybody else. They did not play for the Oklahoma City Thunder last year. They were not up 3-1 in the Western Conference Finals. They did not choke in a Game 6, blow a 3-1 lead and lose Game 7, end up not going to the finals and then join the team that beat them literally a month later. That was Kevin Durant. And why did you do all of this? It wasn't just because of the sneaker deal, because Nike wanted you in the Bay Area because they didn't want it dominated by Steph Curry and Under Armour. It was also because you are chasing the elusive championship. 9 years in the league, one NBA Finals appearance, knocked out by LeBron James in the Miami Heat, never to return to an NBA Finals. You left Russell Westbrook. You're gone. Universally recognized one of the greatest players in the game today. Clearly one of the greatest scorers the game has ever seen, and you can't capture a championship. So you joined the Golden State Warriors, who was 73-9 without you, who went to a Game 7 of an NBA Finals with an injured Steph Curry, with Draymond Green getting suspended for a game, with Andrew Bogut and Iguodala hurt as well. They still end up in a Game 7 of an NBA Finals without you, and you think you get to go to the Bay Area and lose? Oh, hell no. Absolutely not. This is definitely on Kevin Durant. He had better get it done in these NBA Finals. You heard me.
Yeah, you put your chest into that one, Stephen A.
How
Not
about
bad.
it?
Listen,
Put
you
his back
still
into it,
want,
too.
like, here's the fundamental problem. That's right. Here's the fundamental problem. Well, right, he said it with his chest. That's right, Molly. Good correction. Here's the fundamental problem, Stephen A. You want the story of the NBA to include Kevin Durant. In other words, you see this era, or you'd like to, as Magic and Bird, LeBron and Durant, that he is LeBron's counterpart and in some way in the same stratosphere as LeBron, but he's not. They've proven that already. We've seen that already. LeBron is fundamentally on a different plane than everyone else, including Durant.
So
it's just not what you want it to be.
Kevin Durant. So disrespectful.
I'm just being honest. It's not disrespectful.
That's very disrespectful to Kevin Durant.
So,
he's not even in the same stratosphere as
disrespectful?
LeBron James. That's just disrespectful.
Why is that disrespectful?
Because Kevin Durant's a
how is that
superstar.
disrespectful? But
Because Kevin Durant's a
LeBron James
superstar.
is something else.
And one of the greatest players ever.
Was Clyde Drexler in the same stratosphere as Michael Jordan? No.
Absolutely not.
Michael Jordan didn't have Jordan didn't have a Bird or a Magic counterpart. And by the way, neither were Bird and Magic on Michael Jordan's level. Sorry, there's some guys who are better than everyone else. LeBron James is that in this
Different
NBA.
era.
There is no one on his level. So you and I just fundamentally see LeBron differently, I guess, or KD differently. But I'm telling you, this is on Steph's shoulders more than anything. Now, does KD, is he going to look worse than everybody else if they lose? Yeah, I'd say so. There's tremendous pressure. You left the team, as you mentioned, that almost beat the team that you joined.
All the things I
The team that
explained,
you joined
yes.
almost beat the team and that LeBron's on, and now you're glomming on, you're joining that
You
team
could just say it's
overcome
everything
LeBron,
I said.
and you
It's
still
okay.
can't do it? Right.
Right.
Then he looks worse. That doesn't mean it's most on his shoulders. That doesn't mean it's most on Steph's shoulders, because Steph came that close to beating LeBron last year. Steph is the best player on his team. Almost got over the LeBron hump last year, and now they've simply replaced Harrison Barnes with Kevin Durant. And if he can't do it still, it's like, Steph, what do you need to overcome this dude who seems to have taken his heart, who seems to have a psychological whammy over him, Steph, who has been less than the best version of himself, not only last year when he was hurt, I agree he was hurt last year, but also the year before he was not the best version of himself in the finals, meaning he didn't come up big compared to his own standard, or even keep his own standard, which would have been big. He came up small by his standards. He was simply a lesser version of Steph. 2 consecutive finals. Look at the numbers. Watch the plays. Use the eyeball test. 2 consecutive finals. And now he has the same team returning plus KD. If he still can't get it done, it's going to be on him.
First of all, you should be ashamed of yourself because this notion that LeBron took his heart or whatever, what? Because he blocked his shot and he stared at him and talked smack to him
and screamed
in Game
on him.
6 or the year before. I recall being in Cleveland arguing with fans because they were sitting there raving about Matthew Dellavedova and the job that he was doing on Steph Curry. LeBron James wasn't even guarding him. It was Dellavedova on him, for crying out loud. So the fact that the notion that LeBron, the notion that LeBron snatched Steph's heart is utterly ridiculous. That makes no sense.
I said last year. I said last year.
Last year I saw Kyrie Irving. I saw Klay Thompson. I even saw Tristan Thompson out on the wing on Steph Curry, for crying out loud. There was a whole bunch of people.
I'm not talking about one-on-one guarding. I'm talking about a larger psychological issue.
What psychological issue?
Okay, Steph Curry last year won his 2nd consecutive MVP. He did it on a team that won 73 games. It looked like maybe, because of the way the rules are nowadays in the NBA, can Steph Curry at 6'3" be the best player in the game? Oh, my God, what if he winds up as the Finals MVP, which he didn't come close to, by the way. Had the Golden State Warriors won it, Draymond would have been Finals MVP. Speaking to Steph's lessened, his diminished effectiveness. But did Steph look like he wanted to shoot in that Game 4? Did he carelessly throw the ball away at times?
You just finished confessing.
Did he come up small in Game 4?
Hold on. I'm answering your question. Make up your mind. You just finished conceding that Steph Curry wasn't healthy. Which one is it? You just said he wasn't healthy.
Yes, but that has nothing to do with one. You cannot be healthy and still want it. Did it look like he wanted it to you? Did it look like he thought he was going to win to you?
Let me be very clear. I did not see. I saw 2 problems with Steph Curry. Number 1, him being injured, and number 2, him being a bit too loose with the basketball, particularly in Game 7 with stupid behind-the-back passes. Outside of that, all I saw was a guy that was trying to make shots and was missing them. He wasn't scared to take them. He was shooting. He missed. What do you want? It happens.
No, I saw Steph hesitant to shoot at times. That's one of the reasons he was missing. He wasn't shooting with confidence, Stephen A. And by the way, if you're a jump shooter, sometimes they don't fall and you lose. Don't have that happen in Game 7. But that doesn't mean that you can't hit shots just because you're hurt.
Listen, as somebody with a chronic knee issue, and you should appreciate this with your back issues, by the way, as somebody with a chronic knee issue, sometimes you lean on one way or another. You overcompensate. When you're not healthy, things are going to be off. He was just missing shots. That's not choking. That's not being scared. You're missing.
And what about the year before? By the way, I just want to say,
the year before?
You and I say this from time to time when we're talking about a player. It looks like we're like dissing him or we're kind of anti whoever. I'm pro Steph. I love Steph. I don't take pleasure in saying this, but it is what it is. You write your own history. How was he in the finals before last year? Was he really good in those finals?
No, he was not. He only
was he a lesser version of himself?
He only had 2 really good games. Outside of that, he wasn't himself.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that to me it wasn't a product of some. Hold on. Hear my point. It wasn't some product of some psychological disadvantage on the part of LeBron James over him. You either making a shot or you're missing it. That's all I'm saying.
Let me ask you this. When you're in the conversation for best player ever, you're trying to take that mantle from the reigning best player or best player in the game. You're trying to take that away from someone else who you happen to be facing in the finals, even if you don't play the same position. And in 13 finals games spanning 2 seasons, some of them you're hurt, some of them you're not hurt. You have a total of 2 really good games. Do you mean to tell me that that is indicative of someone who's rising to the occasion or who is becoming a lesser version of himself when you need him most?
You're so damn slick. You're so damn slick. Nobody said that.
He can rewrite his script, but he's got to do it now.
Nobody said that. All I'm saying is that you either played well or you didn't. But we know the difference between somebody that's choking and somebody that's just not playing well. He didn't play well. But it wasn't a psychological disadvantage.
Let me help clear this up for you. If you don't play well consistently in some of the biggest games in history, and consistently you're a lesser version of yourself, that is a choke. Now, I'm not saying
That is
Steph
not
can't
true.
play
You
big in
guys
these
have different
finals. I
definitions
expect
of
him
choking,
to.
though.
But
That's not
right,
true.
I have the right one. I expect
No,
Steph
you don't.
to play
You
better
just
in these
talk more,
finals.
but you don't
I
have the
hope-
right one.
I
You don't have
talk
the right
more
one at all.
Oh, God.
At all.
Let's not have
I
that
expect
debate.
At all.
him to play better in these finals, but he has to in order to erase the image of a choker that he now has on him, Stephen A.
Okay. All right. No problem.
We got to wrap it up. Too much to get into there. Coming up, guys, Scottie Pippen says LeBron James isn't quite comparable to Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan. So who is the best comparison? We will tell you that. And we still haven't heard from Tom Brady himself about those concussion rumors. Does he look weak for not admitting he might have had one? That's after the break.